Hello everyone, you are now watching GQ Career, and now joining us today we have a very special guest today with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, my name is Franz Linder. I'm the CEO of MIDO, a Swiss watch brand.
Okay, let's start our first question. So how long have you joined MIDO as the CEO?
Actually, I joined MIDO almost 30 years ago and became the CEO of this company in 2002.
2000. That was such a long time. Like, what is the thing that keep you going on for such a long time in this position and as well with MIDO?
You see, the watch industry is a long-term industry. If you want to do something, if you want to give a signature, it takes time, a couple of years. I don't say it needs 20 years, but definitely to leave your footprint, it needs time. But at the other side, of course, it's a business which is very consistent. It's not because a person is changing, you will change everything. But I did not expect to do such a long time. I think nobody, but such is life. So, every day new challenges, new developments, and it's an exciting business. So I still enjoy a lot.
New challenges for every day, very interesting. So next question is going to be about the goal for MIDO. As a CEO, do you have like a specific goal for MIDO, or does it change like during times?
You see, this brand is more than 100 years old. So I'm running the brand now, but I will be part of the history. And my role is really to further develop the brand, bring it, to new generation, keep it, of course, attractive, but most important, respect the brand promise of producing high quality watches, of course, with nice designs, but watches which I would say is accessible, fine Swiss watchmaking. So that's my role. It was my role when I started, and this is still my role.
So you mentioned earlier that MIDO is a brand with a long history, like 100 years. As a CEO who you have to invent a new thing, how do you find balance between respect the brand history and also bringing a new thing to the table?
That's, finding the right balance is not always easy. Of course, you are tempted to do some very crazy, innovative things, but you still have to sit back and think, is this in line? Is this reflecting the philosophy of this company? Because people trust this brand for more than 100 years. And I have the ambition that they will also keep on doing so. So, we always try to find the right balance to stick on our identity, but still innovate, of course, on the technical side, which is less visible but very important. And here we did many innovations. We were the first one to come out with silicon in our price category. We were the first one coming out with a big date. So it's always we are striving for the best technology. And then on the design side, the direction, each collection has its identity. And here we look what would match in, what would be innovative, but still, philosophy of the brand.
So, very interesting. But for next question, we're gonna step back from MIDO and more about you. So, can you tell us when was your interesting about watch begin?
No, I'm a Swiss guy.
You born with it?
I wouldn't say I'm born. I'm not born. I'm born in Bern, which is not basically a watchmaking city, but very nearby. But you are confronted with watches. I always loved watches, and I think it's if you work in Switzerland, a very nice industry because it's very international. And if you like an international job, watch industry is definitely a very interesting one because we sell our watches everywhere. And it's a really nice emotional product.
Very interesting. Do you remember like the first watch you ever owned? Like what is like? What does it look like?
Actually, and it was a square watch, almost a square watch. So you can see, even with the watch, we are coming back to my roots.
Back into the root.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that like how you like blending your history also with the brand and something historical from you to create something new?
That's, I would say, of course, after so many years, I would say I'm a big part already of the history of the brand. And I would say my proudest point is, I believe I contributed to the expansion and the appreciation of the brand, because still today, I think, our brand promise is here, and I'm sure, because I get a lot of feedbacks, a lot of people really love our watches. And what is nicer than having hundreds of thousands, millions of people waking up in the morning, looking at our product and feeling happy and proud. That's a nice job.
Very nice. You have like very interesting like creative line of work, of course. So next question, you mentioned earlier about philosophy of MIDO, but what about your own philosophy? Do you have like any principle you hold on to in working and life?
No, I think whether it's personal life or business, it's about sharing. You are not alone. Luckily, family is very important. Family is your life and will be part of your life from day one to your last days. So I think it's very important to me, the family life and the relationships. And then business, at the end of the day, in a company, is also a family. And you spend a lot of time with your professional family. So I think here too, for me, my job is to motivate people, to inspire them, to give them some freedom, but also a direction. Because only as a team we can be successful. It's not one person. Together we need to fix the objectives, fight for it, and then celebrate when we succeed, and sometimes digest when you fail. That's part of the life.
Yeah. So next question is gonna be about your future. Do you have any plan for your future? Any work or like for yourself?
No, I mean, I work, I live. My philosophy is do the best out of your life every day. Enjoy life, have some ambition, and go ahead.
Wow. Yeah. That is like the good philosophy everyone can apply and everything.
That's maybe also a matter of age. But you can see with the experience of life, things can change very quickly. And I think we should appreciate every moment, which is fine, whether it's in the professional life, but also very important, of course, in private life. There are so many nice moments. Enjoy them.
Our next question is gonna be about watch industry.
I don't see a major change. It's a very traditional industry. As I explained before, at the current situation where we have in certain markets and politically, some uncertainties, some unpredictable situations, in general, people are a bit more cautious. And as I said, for a brand like MIDO, it's actually quite a good momentum. People care more about how they spend money, what they do. And therefore we are, with our philosophy and our, I guess also reputation we have, we are well positioned to run through this, economic period, which is maybe not the easiest, but as always, we have ups and downs. That's normal, and I have seen it many times.
Okay, so let's talk more about MIDO. What do you think are interesting approach for MIDO in this year?
You know, it's right now this is a launch of a new product. It's a launch of a new product with I would really say a new face. This geometrical design MIDO never really had. And we had the ambition to do something different. So right now for me it's very interesting to do a launch of a product which is new and see, you know, what is the reaction of our consumers. If you have a line extension, it's a new model. But when you have a new face, it's really interesting to see, you know, if it finds the taste of our customers.
So the last one, this is going to be the last question with us today. The model that you're like opening today, is it going to be the new highlight for MIDO, or do you have any models you're going to opening this year also?
We launch more or less 40 new watches per year. And some are line extensions. So typically this year, we have some line extension in our Commander family, in multi-port TV, in Commander. So this will be, some models were already launched, some will come, but definitely in view of typology, this is really, I would say, the most outstanding piece we are showing this year. But if I look at very interesting for Thailand, we just launched the Commander Pixel, the original Commander. We produce it since 1959 non-stop. It's an iconic piece in Thailand. And we were thinking a long time, how could we surprise our consumers? And we came out with this pixel dial, which looks like a disco ball, illuminating at night time. So it's a very exciting product. And it shows even with a model which exists for such a long time, you still can surprise your customers, and that's cool.
Very interesting. There is a lot of like thing to looking forward for MIDO this year.
Yes.
And we are exciting for it. Yeah. And
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you
you.
very much.
Okay.